Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, and today I got my friend Grant, movie buff Grant. How are you, buddy?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah. So what are you doing this fine weekend?
By the time I we are recording this, I will be posting and covering Disney Plus Day, of course, and D23 coming up in September. So I'm taking all those 4 days and putting it onto my Instagram and all that type of stuff.
That's going to be exciting because I mean, there's going to be a lot of really cool shows and movies coming out, right?
Right, and we just got the first half at Comic-Con like a couple weeks ago. And it's absolutely crazy with the MCU and all that type of stuff. So I'm just not going to cover what the heck just came out of Comic-Con. We're just going to get straight right into there.
Well, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So you run an Instagram and a TikTok account, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So what you want to tell us a little bit more about what you do on there?
All right, so MovieBuffGrant came around when I was like inspired of the Movie Buff paints. I wanted to make an account just for movies. So I just put the tab MovieBuffGrant right there, and I would just be like, hey, I'm like posting all these some of the movie news, and AKA Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, and I believe Criterion, all three are still remaining in there. As I post much reviews on there, mainly the ones I am comfortable with over time.
Mm-hmm.
When we are recording this, I just posted the review for The Invitation, which came out in theaters this week.
Oh, very nice.
I enjoyed the movie, and it was a little bit called a romantic horror on steroids, honestly. But it felt good watching that movie. And coming up, I don't know what else is going to be coming up unless Disney decides to be like, hey, we're going to be putting out Black Panther: Wakanda Forever early. So I'm just like, I don't expect much on there from it.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more of that and more of these news coming up soon. So I do enjoy your Instagram page quite a bit. So I definitely wanted to point people in that direction. So for today, for people who have seen this before, we're doing a film journey. So we are talking about our guests' favorite films all the way up from when they were younger, all the way up to where they're at now. And all that other stuff in between. So my first question I always like to ask is, Grant, do you remember your first movie memory?
Where do I start? But basically, many people might know, like I was born in May 2000, May of 2000, and basically I just grew up with many things as possible as I can, especially with movies and all that type of stuff. I remembered growing up with some of the most classic Disney movies that I've seen before. And right before my millennial generation, I would see like Aladdin, of course, The Lion King, and I think this came around when I was a child, but Tangled and The Princess and the Frog, those are in my childhood, and basically Disney is like everything to me. And I just kept continuing it until, I don't know, heaven knows what. I'm trying to keep up with the Disney stuff as of what many people are heading out to be.
Yeah. Well, I know that. So those early Disney movie memories, did you ever collect any of the movies physically when you were collecting them early?
So back when I was growing up, we used to have like a VCR and a DVD combo. My head at the time was trying to think like, oh, let's try to focus on like one brand and go from there.
Mhm.
And I was thinking Disney at the point, but then Paramount came across my head because I remembered like I want like my dream was like I want to have the best VHS collection that I've ever had, and like where it came out. I so far in my collection, I have like over probably like 1,000 titles so far. I am not including like many various brands at some point, but I'm just trying to keep up with other generations are going through, like collecting VHS tapes or what collecting DVDs at some point.
Mhm.
But it's kind of like my cup of tea for some point.
Do you have a favorite format?
I think he just VHS is the first and DVD is the second. Blu-ray and 4K are like okay standards. If I'm like, you're like, oh, if I want to have this at the best format, what should I have it for? If it's on streaming, I don't care. But if it's on physical media, I'm going for VHS or DVD formats because they are a lot more cheaper and they are what can I say? The best formats that I can ever think of that are cheap right now.
Yeah, that you bring up a really good point. Especially when you said streaming plus those VHS and DVD, those are cheaper, and that actually helps a lot more people gain access to these things. So something like Blu-ray or 4K, which is something that I talk a lot about, those are great, but sometimes the price can be a little too much, right? So, and that we need as much eyes as possible on people are watching other types of movies, right, and TV shows. So
Right.
it helps. So I like that. I like that answer. Now thinking about where you're at now currently, I know we've talked a little bit about Disney and streaming and something like that. But where are you currently from when you were younger, watching all those Disney movies? Where did you get to where you're at now, where you started your Instagram page and your TikTok? How did you get there?
So basically, TikTok was actually right before MovieBuffGrant, right at that point, because many people were like trying all those type of dance moves that I like. Oh God, how can I even start the dance moves with that TikTok trend? I try to get gain I don't care how many followers I get on TikTok, but what I care about on Instagram is basically an inspiration of the movie buff pains and bringing my type of content, like keeping it keeping it PG, and also PG-13 for the type of format. Would I go rated R sometimes? Depends on the Disney category of okay, let's see. What do I see? Oh, Prey. We need to check that out. I'm not gonna lie, Prey was actually really good.
Yeah, very good. I like it.
And I haven't seen Top Gun yet, Maverick yet. But by the time that this goes out, I may have been planning on a Black Friday budget of where I want to get most movies from either one website or two websites. Depends on whether if I want to be at the moment where I'm just like, is this enough or is that going to be enough to fill my expectations in?
Well, you gotta plan those things, right? I mean, money's not doesn't grow on trees, so you gotta figure out what you want to get and also what you want to watch too. Especially since Black Friday it's almost September by the time we're doing this, but this episode will come out in September, so Black Friday is only a month or two away, right, from when this comes out. So that's not too far away.
And
yeah, go on.
And one of the Disney Halloween parties kicks off in September, which I am covering full coverage of the Disney Halloween parties over there. So basically, I'm just like full Disney guy with autism that is just like covering every single thing that I have on top of my head. But
Well, that's something I've noticed a lot on your Instagram is the amount of Disney coverage too, and also sharing those special like obviously D23 is happening and a lot of that stuff. So seeing that being shared is actually really special, and I actually appreciate you sharing that. So
you're welcome.
Yeah. So I want to pivot a little bit here, and I want to ask you about some of your favorite films. Can you tell me some of your favorite movies of all time?
Of course, the first one obviously is DreamWorks's like popular best animated film, Shrek being the first film. The second film, I believe, I actually checked this one out during the pandemic, and that was the movie called Green Book. Mahershala Ali had a great performance in there, and also based on actual events, made the movie even more up because it was like, how do I say this? This is one of those movies that makes you feel like a relief that it's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
And probably I don't even have like a top 5, but Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was also another one that I checked out during the pandemic. Absolutely loved it.
Love that movie.
Kung Fu, Tongue Fly, all that type of stuff. And probably number 4, the most recent DreamWorks film, and I collected DreamWorks during the pandemic, which made it a lot more easier for me of which ones am I gonna get. But actually, number 4 is actually The Bad Guys.
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't seen that yet. You like?
It's really good. It's like Quentin Tarantino for children, but I'm being honest.
Cool.
This movie has so much adult humor that it kind of felt like, oh yeah, this is definitely my favorite animated film of the year.
Nice.
So it's really good.
Sounds like fun. What about that 5th one?
The 5th one, I don't want to have to put this one in, but mainly I don't want to like I don't want to say Bohemian Rhapsody would have been my number 5, but I'm just gonna go straight because most of my family films are in the number 5 spots. But I'm actually gonna go for Moana with Lin-Manuel Miranda's project. It was absolutely good. Like it is on beyond point of where I want this to go. So Moana takes it on number 5.
That's a good choice. I really like Lin-Manuel Miranda's work. He's done a lot of really good stuff lately, and Moana, he just keeps adding more and more good stuff. And the music is really, that's what makes me think I like it that much. Is that
the recent Encanto film that just came out last year? Many people were like singing it. We don't talk about Bruno. Well, in case here, we don't talk about the heat and the sun. So basically, I'm just like, Encanto just blew my mind. But it's not in my number 5. But I really wish it would have had a villain. That would have been the most one. But it didn't have a villain. But it did have a perfect storyline that it was so perfect that it didn't need a villain at any Disney form of storytelling. So it's my favorite Disney movie, but it's not going to be like, oh, I want to have this movie where it has a villain in there. So yeah. just do like whatever.
Yeah, that movie almost tricked us into thinking there was a villain, but it really wasn't. The brother who went away, he wasn't the villain, so he was somebody that just needed help. And so
I think that but we knew the villain was the grandmother because of let's just say put the trauma in all of the sisters, and they reformed in the end. So basically I was like, you know what, family trauma is basically what is in today's society, and also focus on mental health as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that one actually represents of who we are today.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's yeah, and that you bring up a really good point. That's a very important subject to talk about, especially in today's world, because that's family trauma isn't talked about very often. So I'm glad and Kanto was able to highlight that a little bit more. So
Yeah, and it does.
now I'm going to ask you, since we just talked about some of your favorite movies, what about directors? Do you have any favorite directors that you like?
If I'm being honest with you, I do not have any favorite director, actress, or actors. But if I had to choose one or other people, I would have to go with. If I'm gonna have to be honest, Steven Spielberg still kicks in as my favorite director, and sometimes even Lin-Manuel Miranda as one of the other directors that has done various work. Hamilton still kicks in as well. Encanto being number one,
Right.
and just Lin-Manuel is actually one of my favorite directors at some point. And Steven Spielberg's, of course, we all know Jaws for some reason, and Back to the Future, and I'm trying to think of what else. The Help. Wait, not The Help. Bridges of Spies.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one, and Minority Report, which that one was. I don't want to say I haven't seen Minority Report, but I know he directed and produced Minority Report over time, and
Yeah.
Artificial Intelligence, which never got to watch again. It's
It's
terrifying.
It's a long one. Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
So have you seen do you have a favorite Spielberg movie? Is it Back to the Future or Jaws or E.T. or something?
Over time, Steven Spielberg puts out the best stuff, including Jurassic Park. But we will not talk about Dominion because that one trashed at the box office. But let's just say, if I have to go with best Spielberg movie, I'm gonna have to go with E.T. because E.T. Was the one that made people like growing up, where they have like a heart punch of seeing like where is this gonna be going in, and of course I've seen Mac and Me, which I'm just gonna say it right now, it is absolute trash. It is absolute trash. It kind of feels like an ET ripoff.
It is.
It is.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
But I imagine if there was like an ET2, ET would have been riding in a like, let's just say a Lamborghini or some type in the generation of any future kind of, be like, hey, when do we decide to release ET2? We're gonna make it as good as possible, and then this comes out, and basically it just like flopped.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're right. It is. I haven't seen Mac and Me since I was really young, so I couldn't tell you if it was trash or not because I don't remember. Yeah. I believe you though.
No. I got this review from Octocroll, who did the entire reaction on their Patreon, and when I watched that film years later, I was like, why did E.T. had a creepy, iconic, weird face throughout the time? But Paul Rudd put that movie on Blu-ray, so you can't beat him.
No.
From Shout Factory.
Nope. Yeah. Well, I might. I mean, I know it says it's not so good, but I might get it on Blu-ray. So we'll see. Now I do have a question. I know that you said Spielberg you like quite a bit. So would you choose him if you were ever in a movie? Would you want to be animated, or would you want to be like in an actual like physical like live action movie?
Anything. Because if I wanted to be a part of a production, like I wouldn't choose which director. If Taika Waititi chose me, I would say, okay, someone that was like cruel, like Joss Whedon, I would not participate in the project, but I would help other actors that have been in the same part of the situations.
Correct.
Not like any person like I don't want to say it like completely, but Joss Whedon's Justice League was so terrible, and the Avengers movies kind of feel like less and less known because of what he did with Buffy and of course the Justice League situation with Gal Gadot.
Yeah,
it was terrible. Like
it wasn't good. But I like that you said that you wanted to, if there was a project like that, you would help the actors more, you know, and that's important, or the people who are involved around it, just maybe not so directly with the director, right? So,
right.
yeah. Now, I know I obviously I've known your art on your Instagram. Can you tell us more about that?
The art was kind of familiar. Of course, I have to give like a little bit of credit to users that gives us the information of the Disc Father, Dawn of the Disc, and sometimes actual artists that'd be like, hey, let's try to put this in there, but give you credit at some point. I'm not good at art, but I try to give the impression that it needs to be deserved. Like give credit to some people for be like, hey, let's bring up Halloween Horror Nights for their 2022 season and give credit to the person that drew this. And it was the one that was coming out, like the horror at Blumhouse, that is Freaky and the Black Phone, which watch it before you go at the Halloween Horror Nights, because you never know what's gonna happen if your kid is gonna get kidnapped by that freaking creepy kidnapper with the mask on.
Yep.
And also Halloween. Halloween to promote Halloween Ends on Peacock and theaters, and the Universal Monsters Collide, which is like the Wolfman and Frankenstein and Dracula combining into an original storytelling. So, and that was actually kind of like something that I was like, I think they should put a movie on this, but no.
I would maybe, or maybe a show or something, right?
Yeah, kind of like a Peacock show, but
yeah.
No.
I have a question that maybe goes with what you were just talking about. Have you ever been to Disneyland or Disney World, or done any of these kind of events before?
I have been to Disney World 3 times. Once in 2008, which I still remember the years. I've been to Universal Orlando. Never been into the Halloween Horror Nights because those are like it's fun to see on video, but when you go to the actual event, it's like, why? But I've been into Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and I'm just gonna say right off the bat, I love the events. What they do over there, it's absolutely fantastic.
So have you been to anything movie related, like any like locations or anything like that? Do you like looking at those kind of things sometimes?
Sometimes yes, but it depends on whether or not if I want to like you have to be in the right mood to be a part of that experience. And I remember going into one of those hotels for the Christmas movie thing that was still going on back in like 2020. It was pretty good, and also kind of a little bit emotional for me, because I remember one of those movies, and God, I was like tearing up but I don't even remember. I remember the movies: Elf, Polar Express, A Christmas Story, and I believe A Year Without Santa Claus, which is a Rankin Bass.
Very
and
good.
I believe the fifth film I think there was a fifth film, but I think it was called National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Yep,
which was so stupid.
it is dumb.
But I'm just gonna say it right off the bat. Some of those 4Ks that are gonna be coming out like later this year or the next year, it's gonna be worth more fun than any else before.
Now I want to go back a little bit because I know you were talking about going to the movie theater back in 2020. Do you have some like movie theater experiences that you remember?
All right, so Rise of Skywalker was the last one that I saw right before the pandemic, and I haven't seen a lot more movie theater experiences. I still remember the Disney like see this right before like it comes out. But I think the last movie that I saw like recently was Spirit Untamed, which was like a year ago, and I'm just gonna say that it is a good movie, but it's not the best out of Spirit Untamed. And I think that was the last one, and I was trying to plan on seeing Lightyear for the first time, but I didn't get the chance until Disney Plus came out, and I'm just like, okay, I'll watch it on like Disney Plus. So I watched it, and it was good, and also a lot more respect on the LGBTQ for more stuff. But for movie theater experiences, I don't have many of them because I still have like a bunch of movie theater experiences put on top of my head for which movies did I see, what movies did I not see in the theater, all that type of stuff.
So I was going to ask, so you stream most of the things that you watch?
Not all of it.
Not all of it.
Sometimes I own it on physical media, and sometimes I go to the theater to see it if it's still around, and if it's not, I'll just pick it up on maybe either on a Black Friday or somewhere in between.
So some kind of sale or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I have a harder question for you, but if you could say,
easy.
Yeah, what? Go easy?
So easy.
Oh, it should be easy.
Yeah.
If your life was a movie, what would you name it? What would the title of the movie be named?
Okay, so this one was already planned right before recording. So basically, I think it was like 2 months, like when I saw like your film journeys, but I'm just gonna say life as an autistic collector, which basically focused me collecting Paramount stuff, DreamWorks stuff, yes, Marvel, yes, Lucasfilm, and probably even, I don't know, Aardman, claymation type of things. And also me just being who I want to be as a film. And if someone directs a film, I would just say what an A plus director that knows what he's doing for all the generations.
Well, I like that title, and it definitely I mean, like you said, it speaks who you are, and that's the most important thing, you know. Just being yourself is honestly the best thing about being on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, wherever you're at, social media wise. If you're sharing what you love, honestly, that's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that title. So you already planned it though, so that wasn't too hard. Now here's a tougher one that I didn't ask. I haven't asked everyone, but I'll see if you can get there. Now, if you could direct any Disney movie, what would it be on?
I actually know this one because I did plan over time of like creating like original films of like, let's just say like I'm gonna be directing Phantom Manor because you can't just replace like Vincent Price. You got to have some of that audio recording for days to come. But if I was going to direct a Disney movie, it would definitely be Phantom Manor because I like spooky. I like anything that kind of be like, oh, it has to be like kid friendly. We go for the PG-13 line.
Yeah, PG-13 is not bad. Yeah, that's a good line for both everyone in the audience. You can get some adults, you can get some kids as well. That's a good balance. Yeah. Well, I like that answer. I'm glad you had that already prepared, kind of. So, I kind of what I want to do is ask you kind of what do you think about watching movies and sharing news about movies? Why do you love it so much?
Mainly because of the brands that I care about, and if it's like just say for an example. Sorry, I thought it was my phone buzzing, but
You're good.
I think it was like seeing movies that I haven't seen before, like Pinocchio. By the time we're going to be recording this, I would be like, I need to watch this movie. I need to prepare myself on what the heck am I going to say for this movie. And many people are going to be like bashing it in the comments and saying what my honest opinion about it is. And I know one fact that many people are going to suggest me for being like, hey, what do I think about this movie? And I'm just going to say, it's going to be a fun time. Just going to be a fun time. And Robert Zemeckis directs the film, and Tom Hanks as Geppetto, which I can't easily blame for anybody that has so good skills for the Polar Express and Castaway to bring up
all the movies Tom Hanks has done, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And Forrest Gump
Mm-hmm.
to put the icing on the cake. But yeah, Pinocchio. By the time we're going to be recording this, I'm actually going to be excited, and my most anticipated movie on that month, along with Hocus Pocus 2, which comes out at the end of September, actually. And
Interesting.
And then Disenchanted in November. No other Disney Plus release dates as of right now, but when we get to D23, keep you guys covered. And Peter Pan and Wendy is still coming out this year, so that's a plus.
That's a plus. Yeah. Well, I definitely want to ask you, I guess, kind of at the end of this whole thing with everything. What do you think of the community, and why do you like being here?
Shows on who myself wants to be with in life. Mainly with people that you previously brought in, like Basement Blues. Hopefully in the future, Brian Goes Blue, Martinez Joe, Mid-Level Media, and these people are like family, and you can't describe your true and honest feelings about be like, oh, like, hey, have you seen Stranger Things? Or hey, have you seen what was that new movie that just came out, The Invitation, or DC League of Super Pets? And I say, yeah, I'm gonna watch it tonight, and you never watch it. That is 100% like, be careful on what you say to that person, and also trying to keep up with the physical media community as well, because we are going to be posting sometimes a lot, and sometimes and even like cool box sets like Nathan Jones with Midsommar and the Before trilogy from the Criterion.
Mm-hmm.
But also me with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and probably even what the heck is it going to be called? Top Gun Maverick that just came out in November. But we're just going to be keeping up with the physical media community. And my honest answer for being a part of this community, it's just me, who I want to be, and wanted to make some friends along the way.
Well, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you mentioned all those people. I mean, those are great, wonderful people, and like you said, we get to share what we love, and but we all have our own opinions, and we can show our own things that we have. Like you mentioned Before trilogy, Midsommar, Sonic 2, like, and that's the cool thing, right? We can share we can share it, and hopefully people like it. And you know, that's why I like being here. So yeah, so thanks for saying that.
Another thing that I do want to bring up is have you ever heard of the no slip, no dip? Where if you go to Best Buy,
Oh yes, I have. Yeah.
like go to Best Buy, go to Target. If they don't have the slip cover, don't buy it. My honesty, through this entire trend
Mm-hmm.
is, I'm just gonna say it right now. It's stupid and it's ridiculous, and because it's the movie that matters. Because if it's just like a 4K or a Blu-ray that doesn't have the slip, I'm freaking picking it up. But if it doesn't come, but if it does come with the slip, that gets me like a little bit of curious on what the price might be. If it's like a 4K, if it's like a 4K, $30, not picking it up. If it's on a sale, I'm picking it up.
Yeah, those I mean that's good advice, and I agree with the no slip, no dip. I'm in the same boat. I like slip covers, okay, but I don't have to like be crazy about it, you know. So it's a good idea to have.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say like this trend has to stop like completely. I, I
Nice.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, and that's what this whole thing's about, right? Being honest. So it's great. So, um, Grant, do you have any kind of final thoughts as we wrap this up?
My advice is be who you want to be for your physical media collecting. Also, keep a budget on what you really need to be picking up. If it's like and which type of format that you're actually going to be going for. Like if it's like VHS, which is me, DVD, me, Blu-ray, 4K, not me, but also uh, try to keep if there's like a sale going on, keep a budget of what movies that you want to buy, and also check out the prices as well. But that's all I gotta say, and just focus on what you want to be. Get one brand, you get the other brand. So
I like it. Well, Grant, it's been a pleasure having you on. I'm really happy to finally talk to you, and I'm glad that you're sharing great information on Instagram and on TikTok, and you know, popping in on stuff like this or live streams or anything like that. You're really involved with a lot of things, and I'm super happy that I was able to talk to you.
I am actually more honored than anything, and I hope we can do this again in any future releases of when this coming out. So
Yeah,
that's if you if you want me in a let's just say if you want me in one of your videos, I am 100% in.
excellent.
So that,
Well, we'll definitely be doing something in the future, man. That's we'll try to figure something out. Okay.
all right.
So for everyone watching, I'm going to be putting Grant's links down in the description. Is Instagram and TikTok the places to find you?
Instagram on MovieBuffGrant, TikTok at Grant B Atkins. Also, stay tuned for the TikTok because I will be hosting a let's just say I grid up with trains. To be honest with you, because I'm actually going to be working on a project called the Thomas Verse, which is kind of like an MCU type of vibe, but also just to include childhood favorites, and I'm also going to be working on the Polar Express too, which I cannot believe because this was addressed like a couple days ago, right before anything else. So the Polar Express 2, I think it's going to be fun. The Thomas Verse is the one that I'm going to be looking forward to the most because I have like a bunch of projects planned. But I hope anyone continues with the TikTok trend. Basically, still stay tuned, and I will also be posting the Thomas Verse on my Instagram as well. So basically, for those of you that wants to see what the heck is the Thomas Verse, go check out my Instagram on in the description to see what it is, and I will keep you guys up to date on where we are at that moment.
Well, perfect. I hope everyone enjoyed watching this video. And like I said, we'll have those links in the description down below. Go ahead and give a follow on both those accounts. And yeah, we're going to try to get something going in the future. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Give it a like, share, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.